The decisively steep Katbakkies Pass traces over what was once an old sheep trekking route over the Skurveberg Mountains, which is itself an arm of the Cederberg. It joins the Katbakkies in the west with the Sirius Karoo and Tankwa Karoo in the east. It was recently tarred and, although fairly short, has a serious average gradient of 1 in 13. This pass also has some of the steepest gradients to be found on any tarred pass in South Africa, which measure out at under 1 in 4. It's a narrow road which has no road markings or safety railings, so take it slowly and enjoy the spectacular barren landscape. We filmed this pass from east to west in the descending mode. The eastern starting point of the pass is less than 1 kilometer from where the tar starts. The pass is named after the farm Katbakkies. This translates from Afrikaans into cat's poles. During winter, shallow pools fill with water and provide drinking opportunities for the wildcats like lynx, leopard and caracal. These pools, conveniently located along the trek route between the Bokkeveld and the Tankwa, would have provided handy stopover points for the annual sheep trek. The road climbs quickly to the summit point of 1200 meters above sea level, which is marked by a speed restriction sign of 40 kilometers per hour. This is followed soon by a steep descent warning sign with a 30 km per hour advisory speed. An impressive view is revealed with a dominant peak of Sneeuwkop at 1,514 meters being the highest peak far ahead and slightly to the right of the road. The descent begins immediately at a gradient of 1 in 13 and follows the right-hand side of a small stream. The stream soon passes under the road, and from this point one can see the beautiful cuttings which reveal the geology and the hard work that went into building this pass. Here the kloof is hemmed in by mountains on either side, but ahead one gets glimpses of a vast plain followed by a string of distant mountains. At the 1.2 kilometer point there's a widening in the road where 1 or 2 vehicles can stop to enjoy the views. The second view site, just 200 meters further, is the better of the two, offering a wider angle for photography. From the view site, the distant Sneeuwkop with its distinctive almost volcano-shaped summit dominates the skyline, which is 8 kilometers distant as the crow flies. The river in the valley below is called the Ritrivier and flows from south to north. It's one of 3 substantial rivers which later form the Doringrivier. Here you can stand quietly and allow the vast landscape to soak into your soul. Once you've had your fill of the views, the road changes heading into the northwest at the 1.4 kilometer point. This is also the steepest section of the pass, and it's best tackled in second gear, allowing your vehicle to run against engine compression, thereby saving on excessive use of brakes. There are 2 distinct sections which are extremely steep, and they occur quite close to each other at the 1.9 and 2.4 kilometer points, where the gradient reaches lower than 1 in 4. At the 2.4 kilometer mark, you'll arrive at the sharpest bend on the pass, which is a 90-degree left-hander. This bend is dangerous, not only because it's extremely sharp, but it also has some reverse banking, as well as being extremely steep. Take it at 30 kilometers per hour to be safe. Once through this bend, the road heads southwest for 200 meters, then enters the next sharp bend to the right, which is also sharp at 90 degrees, as well as being quite steep. The road then swings almost immediately to the left again, through a much wider bend, which gradually reverts the direction into the southwest. A straight section of 1 kilometer follows, which sees the slope easing off considerably to 1 in 20, as the bridge over the Ritrivier comes into view. This river drains a vast area of the Bokkeveld, including the Grootkloof and Noga to the southwest. The sandy plains on the right-hand side of the road are known as the Rietvlei Desert. A final left-hand bend of 60 degrees lines the road up with a bridge, which is a single-width bridge. The tar ends immediately after the bridge, and this is also the end point of the pass. The Ritrivier runs northwards from here, and together with the Katbakkies and the Grootrivier form the bigger Doringrivier, a popular winter whitewater river for rafters and kayakers. The vast plains to the west are known as the Bokkeveld, which, despite its bleak, almost lunar-like appearance, is perfectly balanced from a soil and climate perspective to produce excellent deciduous fruit and other crops like onions. The damaged safety railings on this bridge stand as a mute reminder to slow down and drive carefully. Continue on this road, which provides options to go to Op die Berg or to the Cederberg.